It's like tackling a block of cheese.
Fire up your NFL season with PointsBet. Now with NFL Bet Tracker. Bet on NFL markets like passing yards or receptions and follow them live in the PointsBet app. Yeah, that's built different. You win some, you lose more.
Hi, I'm Shaquille O'Neal. I'm wearing Rick's sunglasses, made in Australia.
Shaq loves Australia.
See?
There we
That's
go.
your first commercial right there.
Head to checkout and use the discount code ACES and you'll get 20% off site-wide. Rick's, eyewear that inspires confidence. Welcome back, everyone. Another episode of Tommy Talks with one of our favourite guests, Jess Head, in the building after one of the greatest summers of all time. Mate, you have been, we haven't even been able to catch up. That's how busy you've been, but we knew we'd get a bit of time when I was in town. First of all, congratulations on an unbelievable summer so far, because it hasn't finished, but geez, the Ashes was impressive.
Yeah, it feels like summer's done. Feels like I've had 2 weeks off, so it feels like it's chapter done, and good to be back with you, mate. 2.0, back for another one, so another ep, which is good. But yeah, plenty to look forward to for the rest of the summer, so it's good. Yeah,
hasn't gotten too big for us. He just keeps dominating and comes back. It's like a good luck charm. I think last time we spoke was just after the World Cup. After you dominated, had a little bit of an injury scare, and still went out there and just put the country on your shoulders. Mate, today, look, where do I start? We've got so much to talk about, but I thought let's just get straight into it. Let's just talk about the Ashes off the top. And there's a few, I started my career in Perth. There's a few angry punters. There's a few corporates. They're not happy with you blokes. They had the corporate suites ready to go day 3, and she's all over in 2.
Big Bison was spewing as well. I reckon he's had a big 2 days. I reckon Mitchy Marsh in the first 2 days. So he was probably the only happy bloke in Perth. But there's a lot of unhappy people within Perth and CA, and probably cost us a bit of money. But what a amazing start to the series, wasn't it? Feels like ages ago now. That we were there and all starting the anxiety walking into the first test and the what ifs and everything, and then you blinked and the test was over and we're sitting at home with 10 days off ready to go again in Brizzy. So amazing couple of days to start the series.
When was the last time you had a 2-day test match before that one?
I reckon we had one against South Africa at the Gabba, would have been 3 summers ago, probably 3 or 4 summers ago, which was crazy as well. So you often don't get too many of them. As a player, you're not going to complain about them because you know what you're coming into with a series like that, and you certainly weren't expecting to have 2 of them in a series. But to start the series, knowing you get a little bit more time off, I think the bowlers are pretty happy about not getting put in the shift work early in the series. And but yeah, they don't happen often. And then we copped 2 in the series, so pretty crazy.
I was going to ask you, I might as well ask you now. When you have a 2-day test match, what's the schedule look like? Does the coach make you do a little bit more recovery, a bit more training, or is it just 3 days off, family, golf, you name it, maybe Mitchy Marsh's boat?
Yeah, it was once the test finishes and you're sort of chilling and relaxing and having a beer, and normally team manager starts working in the room on when you want to potentially get home and et cetera. And having a young family, I was out pretty early the next day. It's that, we kept it. We're very good. The team's very good at keeping it the same, keeping the schedule the same. So, if you get it done early, you get a couple extra days off. So everyone went to home port. I think we were originally meant to get like 2 days at home before we get back to Brisbane. We end up with like 4. So again, with the schedule that you play, you're never going to complain about days at home with the family. So would have been nice to go on that big boat of Mitch's or Cullen's and go down to Ruthless, but not to be. We'll get there eventually, but it was nice just with knowing how the summer was going to play out. It was straight home. Pretty crazy, actually. I didn't have much sleep going in that flight. I got back to my room that night and looked at the ceiling until I had to leave on the flight. So I was a pretty tight boy when I got home with and Millie wanted to go on the pool and carry on and be carnage. So she was a pretty quiet few days for me once I got home.
I love that. There's a lot to talk about, though, in the test. I must say, the biggest move was the second innings and you moving up to open. And you asked, the reports out there is like you wanted to open. Can you just talk to me about that conversation with Ronnie?
I won't get in the way of some of the stories that have come out. It's good. A few of the boys have come out with some pretty cool stories since, and I won't say what ones are true and what's not true and what we said in the sheds, but we've been talking a few years since Davey sort of retired about the potential of doing it. I thought leading into an Ashes and how how my series went last time in the UK, how I thought they were going to attack me and everything. It's been a conversation for a couple of years since then. And it probably happened a little bit too quickly in the first innings when it went down and sort of everyone just shuffled up one and it probably didn't feel right. And then I thought, Uzi's back in the field. He'll open the batting. And as that innings went on, he went for a catch and his back properly went on him and he went off the field. I think England might have been 5 or 6 down and it was like, okay, he's not coming back out. It's not an external blow, so someone's got to replace him. The conversation started happening about sending messages back, going, who's going to do it? Who's going to get their head around it? And poor old Matt Kelly, plays for WA, was the 12th man at the time because a few of our boys were training and doing gym, etc. So we're just firing messages back, like 7 down, 8 down, 9 down. Who's doing it? Is it me? Is it Gaz? Is it someone like Greeny? Is it Kez? So there was options flying everywhere. It sort of got down to me and Gaz. And when we took the last week, I sort of ran down the race and met with Ronnie and was like, let me do it. And I think he was pretty keen at the time and ticked it off with Smudge. And we had a little bit of a conversation that was around Gaz and I just suspected Gaz, but he's a number 11 for a reason. So I was like, I just felt like it was a positive move, an aggressive move. Like it might not have worked, go out and nick the first one and so be it. But I felt like it was a positive, aggressive move. It kept the order really, really tight with Marnus and Smudge and the boys in the middle order. And next 2 hours worked out pretty good, didn't it?
Well, it worked out too good. It was 169 balls. You didn't go out there and, you weren't out there to fuck spiders, as we say in Australia. You weren't mucking around. It was aggressive. Like, did you go out there with a bit of aggression, just knowing that, look, if you're going to back me in, this is what I'll do? Like, what was your mindset going out in the pitch?
Well, mindset was I actually just padded up and looked at, and I've said it before, but Jakey, who I've batted a lot with, Jakey Weatherald, I sort of walked in and said, I'll take the first one. You just chill. He goes off and has a little net in the indoors. And so I was like, I'll just meet him out on the rope before we go out. And it was the tea break. So we sort of had 20 minutes and I got the timings wrong. And I'm sort of just sitting there talking shit with Bo Webster. And he looked at the screen and England were already walking into position. And I didn't I didn't have any helmet or gloves or anything on. And he's like, the boys are out there. And I was like, oh yeah, they are too. So I sort of whipped my gear on and walked out. And it actually made for a good clip. We'll get around to type meter at some point in this potty, no doubt. But Cheats made up a pretty good video. It's like weather's waiting for me and I walk up the race. It had the theatre about it, but going out about, I just really conscious of being positive, but not over aggressive, wanting to start well. I think, and that whole plan around that 2 years of conversation around England was like, if I can get to 30, and I get off to a good start, and then they potentially go to the short ball tactic, which they were going to at the start, then I could probably get after it a little bit, and then the game sort of flows from there. And I think when I walked out the bat, there was a third man, 2 back. So there's only 2 slips for the new ball. And it was just a different look to what you traditionally get for an opening batter. So I think the whole move and how the field's set up when I walked out the bat just showed that, like, well, yeah, you put a little bit of doubt in their mind. And again, no guarantees on getting runs. But I think once I got to like 40 or 50, I thought I'll put the foot down and try and put the game to bed a little bit and chance my arm, knowing that I had a few blokes behind me now opening the batting. So not as much pressure if you get out, but chance my arm a bit. And yeah, then what happened in the next 40 minutes was pretty crazy. So, and a cool way to start the series, cool way to win a test match, and in such a big series to go 1-0 up is a huge step. Like that, obviously it sounds pretty easy. like, yeah, you go 1-0 up, it's an Ashes series, but to actually go 1-0 up and put the pressure back on them is huge. So to be able to contribute to that is massive.
And seeing them like beach balls when no one else could, though. Like, yeah, as you said, how many wickets had fallen before that innings was quite incredible with what was going on.
Yeah, and I honestly, I hadn't been batting that well into the series, so there was a bit of nervous energy about it. And I've always talked about getting to that first test, getting that first innings, see the lay of the land, see how the opposition are going to attack me. And I've never been too worried about how I've been training or playing or whatnot. Like the past that's just, you can't control what's been and what's done, and all you can do is go out there. And sometimes you can play a little bit that carefree style when you're playing really well, it's easier to do, and you're like, oh, well, I've got runs behind me. And when you're not, you're like, well, what's the worst thing can happen? Like, do you know what I mean? If you're not batting well and you're batting like shit, then you're like, oh, well, it doesn't really matter, does it? So you sort of got that balancing act. It's somewhere in between batting not very well and batting really well that you're probably a little bit on the cautious side. So having not come in with many runs, I was sort of like, all right, time to strap them on and try to pull my finger out.
Well, I reckon there was a bit of nervous energy, but I reckon there was also a little bit of confidence. There's a bit of mail coming out and a few reports saying that, well, you might have said something to your teammates on the way out in reference to the Cot Hotel. Can you tell me exactly what was said?
I think there was a numerous amount of conversations. The main one I remember is just like I sort of said, this can't be that hard. I might as well get after him, sort of thing. So I just strapped on, and like I enjoy. I've talked about it over the summer. I enjoy taking the piss out of the boys. I enjoy getting a rev up. I enjoy saying things like that. There's some guys that are like it's test match cricket. There's some guys that are on high alert. They're high energy. They're strung up. They're like this is the biggest series of our lives and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And when you can joke around and go like, yeah, it can't be that hard. Like, opening the batting for Australia, geez, like come on. It might not. It can't be that hard. Or like, and then like you got blokes in the room who've done it who like you're taking the piss, or you say, oh, let's get tell Mitch to fire the boat up. We're ready to go next day. And I think it takes a little bit of that nervous energy away.
Yeah.
It makes blokes laugh, and I think I guess that's how I get through things is with laughter and with having fun. So I think the same bloke on a Saturday would say the same sort of stuff. Like get a small run chase, and you think, all right, the boys, let's get it done quick. Let's go to the pub, and we got shit to do. So I think that needs to change and that sort of style. So I hope that the guys that get a bit nervous, a bit strung up, and can have a laugh and realise that. And Pat's massive on it. It's a game of cricket. There's a winner and a loser. Yes, we'd love to win, but who cares? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you want to try and do your best.
Takes the pressure out of it a bit, especially internally with all the media and
external can make it the biggest series. Every series I've gone to it's the biggest series you've ever played. Like, shit, we've played some big ones.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
they're
like,
all the same, aren't they?
They're all like they end up being like, is it Border Gavaskar, is it Ashes, is it a World Cup, is it that? So like at the end of the day, everything's massive. So. Why hype everything up?
So did you say to the boys, book the Cot Hotel? It's all going to be, it's all over and done.
You're never going to say
boys.
no to that, are you? That's too good of a story to say no to.
Because that was the one that's been, even my old man ready. Make sure you ask me about the Cot Hotel. And Morgs even mentioned it. I said, I actually think he would have said that.
It may have come up. I'm not going to say yay or nay on it, but I reckon it would have come up in some sort of conversation or in some way I would have been alluding to the fact of, it's a pretty good joint on a Sunday.
It's a cracker.
So, let's get it over and done with. Mitch's boat would look pretty good. There's a few places. I love the one where everyone goes, you get to cricket and you'd be the same with footy, and everyone's like, where would you rather be? Yeah. I was like, I'll give you a bloody long list of places I'd rather be. So, yeah.
There's always that bloke in that room.
There's always one bloke who goes, I'll give you 50 joints.
Yeah. I remember Pav used to say, where would you rather be,
Where
boys?
would you rather be?
Where would you rather be? Right here, the best day of the week. I'm sitting there with I'm about to shit myself. I'm that nervous.
Yeah. And you go, I can think of 100 places. I
want this all over with so I can get a game.
I always enjoy when someone goes, where would you rather be? Look at this. And it's like, I'll give you 100 places. And then, what do you mean? And it's just wind blokes up. But yeah, no, you're not going to say no to the Cot, are you?
No, you're not saying no to that one at all. What was it like toying with Jofra Archer?
No fun. Not fun at all. That bloke's he's a different beast, Joff. Played with him at Sussex, which probably helps a little bit because I got sorted that relationship. I seen him in the hotel the night before the game in Perth and hadn't seen him at all when he's sort of flowing through, chilling as he does. And quick conversation. I said, good luck. I said, go well for the series. And he sort of joked. He goes, you don't mean that. And I was like, I do. I actually do. I can care less if you blokes win, and I hope you do well. You've been injured a fair bit. He's a proper player, but yeah, I joked about hitting for six back over his head, which I was like, at the time, I was like Mark Center and Marnus come flying down and was carrying on like a buffoon. I was like, that's the best thing ever. I was like, get down the other end.
Don't wind him up.
Yeah, don't wind him up. The bloke can bowl 100. We've seen what he dished out the smudge in that last session in Brizzy, and I went out and faced him both times and he bowled lightning fast. And I thought the criticism was probably a little bit on the harsh side because he's their go-to guy and everyone expects him to bowl 155 and there's no one in the world that can do what he does consistently. There's definitely going to be times that you ramp it up and everything, but every time I faced him in the new ball, he was pretty aggressive, bowled pretty fast and had great skills. So yeah, he's a different beast facing him. It would be like their guys facing for Starkey, I guess. Someone you don't want to rev up, someone you just want to get down the other end, get off strike. So you want to test yourself against the best. And I was pleased that he was back and because he's been injured for a long time. And yeah, to get runs against guys like that, it's always nice.
Yeah, it would have been 100 off 69. What was that like?
I think you don't go in expecting that sort of stuff.
Is there a moment though in when you're batting and you're just like, I am just seeing him well, this is a different test. Let's get them over with. I don't know. Is there something that goes through your mind when you're out there? Because I've seen you make 100 off a fair few balls, and I've seen you make 100 off not many. You know, you can play all forms of the cricket. You know, you are a very talented batsman, but in each kind of each style of cricket, like this being test, there's got to be a moment there where you're going, I'm just going to stay aggressive.
Yeah, so like I find it's going to sound weird, but I find for Test cricket the easiest out of the three formats in terms of there's expectation when you play T20 cricket. You got to score 100 off 50 balls, 40 balls. Like you've got to go out and strike these days, strike at 200 and bang it everywhere. And when you're doing that against the best bowlers in the world, it's not that easy. There's a few freaks in the world, like the Warners of the world and the Gales and the Sharmas and all those sort of guys that do that, opening the batting against high quality fast bowling and spin bowling. I'm probably not as talented as what those guys are to do that consistently day in, day out. So there's anxiety around that. And Test cricket, I see like literally, if you're batting no good and your rhythm's out, you can take 300 balls if you want. Your rhythm feels good and you feel like you've got them where you want them. You can go as quickly as you want. So I love the open-endedness of Test cricket to go wherever you want to be. There's no one way of doing it. There's no style. So, but you certainly don't go out thinking you're going to score it off 69 balls. And in those moments, I think I'm more worried about the game situation. I think I'm past worrying about if I get 100 or not. So I was probably at the time when I was 70 or 80, I was like, well, shit, I'm a chance to get a Test 100. This is great. I got a 99 in Optus Stadium a few years before that. So I was like, geez, it'd be nice to tick off this joint to get 100. But at the same breath, I'd probably accepted the fact that I might throw it away in the 80s or 90s getting after him because I thought that was the best way. I'm like, okay, I'm going to throw caution to the breeze. I've got to accept the fact that, I could hit one straight down deep square, throw it on 90, mid-90s. And I was fine with that. I'm like, well, I'm going to do the team thing. Feel like we got them on toast. Just keep being aggressive. If it comes, it comes. And lucky enough that it was able to do that.
Yeah, it's brilliant, mate. It's brilliant. Yeah, it's a good way that you break it down as well for everyone that's listening, all the cricket fans and all the fans of you. It's just good to get in the mind of, what you're out there. I still, when I watch, I sometimes just think, people have no idea how fast these blokes are bowling. Like, if I just simplify cricket, I remember being there at day 2 in Melbourne, and I was just watching from where we were sitting, and I was like, fucking hell, they bowl so much quicker than the TV shows, and it's amazing how you blokes just sit there and just. I mean, you really, how much time do you have between?
Well, I wouldn't know how much actual time you got, and I think some guys make it look. I don't know, like I get the same. I'm the same as you, and so I think everyone's got a ceiling and everyone's got a point. So like I find a couple blokes a couple of fast bowlers like almost impossible to pull. Basically, it's like if they bowl, like I'm not going to be able to do that. So I've got to turn it on. I can't be as aggressive as I want to be. And then you watch blokes like Steve Smith, Harry Brook. Harry Brook looks like if you got 0.4 of a second to make a decision, it looks like he's got 4 seconds. And same as Smudge. Like I watched him face Starkey in the nets and he pulling him off his nose and everything. I'm like, I'm not even getting near it. Like, so I think everyone's got their threshold, and my threshold's less than those sort of blokes. So even when you watch it from the crowd, I'm sometimes batting at the other end going like, this is out of this world. Like, I don't know how he's doing. I don't know how he's got the eye to see it. So I think, everyone's got their ceiling. Some guys get it some guys get it when they're 12 playing under 13s and 14s, and that's their ceiling. And after that, they're no good. And some guys get to first grade, some guys get to first class cricket, and some guys get to Australia and then for international cricket. And then there's some unbelievable beasts that if there was another standard, they'd keep going. So it's crazy to see.
It's crazy. I want to talk about you win the game. The Aussies go 1-0 up, and you go into the sheds. Do you go back to the coach and you say, I reckon I might be your future opener? Like, did you go in there and just be a bit cheeky afterwards with a couple of cold beers?
No, we had a very quick conversation, Ron and I. And we have a great relationship. So I sat in the corner and he's like, how do you feel about things? And I was like, well, that went better than expected, didn't it?
Pretty good.
It went how we, the conversations that we had, I was like, well, we pretty much went how we thought. He was like, enjoy the next few days. We'll chat in a few days and see where we're at. Obviously, there was a bit to work through with Uzi, where he was going to be at, because Brisbane, I felt like he was going to be back fit, so there's a decision to make. I felt pretty comfortable with things, and I just sort of left it like, happy if you think the team sets up better, which in my opinion at the time I thought it did, to win an Ashes series, then ready to go. So quick conversation over a beer in the sheds, and then we left it at that, and see you in 3 or 4 days and we'll talk. And I think 3 or 4 days later we chatted on the phone about where we're at, and we're pretty clear coming to Brisbane on what we felt where we're at, and you go from there. But and I thought I started really well in Brisbane. I got dropped in the first innings, but those two innings, this was 30 odd balls again. Got a couple of starts, and the partnership felt right between me and Weathers. We got off to 2 really, really good starts, and that was me done for the series pretty much from there.
Yeah, well, as I said, I've got on my notes here, but the Gabba kind of ended in 4 days. Another job done. You 33 off 43 and 22 off 22. But you weren't required, is how I would say it. Won by another 8 wickets. So that's 2 tests in a row. You just win by 8 weeks.
At this stage.
Stark's on fire. But, there's a reason why, you saved yourself because you knew what was coming. You knew what was around the corner. There's something about the Adelaide Test.
Yeah.
There's something about you coming home and putting on a show. I don't know what it is. Do you get more nervous energy? Are you more relaxed? Are you feeling just more dangerous? What is it? How come you're always on fire when you play in front of your home crowd?
Probably a bit of all the above. Sleep in my own bed, driving to the ground, sit in the same spot in my sheds. You got the same routine, and then I think with the crowd, I think as you get one, like a bit of momentum, bit of expectation, all those sort of nervous energies, batting on the wicket that you know so well. And then that little bit of added motivation, bit of like just something about it. Just like you get one, you get 2. There was a lot of hype around, can you do 3? I know the commentators at the time, I did a little piece before the 3rd test that I played there, and sort of almost tried to put the mockers on it. And then you get another one and you're like, shit, I can't do that again. Like, this is pretty cool. And then I batted really well in the first innings, hit one to cover, and I thought, trouble. And then it just, played out. 3rd innings again. We're in a great position, but awesome play a role. And Kez getting 100 in the first innings just made it so much more special. And party test match of the summer, mates. It's hard to go past. And there was like 56,000 there on the first couple of days. So she was pumping. And the opportunity to win an Ashes test at home, Ashes series at home was right up there as well. So there's a lot of motivations, but it's pretty cool ground.
There was just so much going on.
Yeah,
mate, I was pacing around in my my lounge room there, and I was watching. You were stuck on 99, and it felt like you were in the 90s for an eternity.
Yeah.
And then you take me through the moment where you nicked one and they dropped you on 99.
Yeah,
what was going through your head? I saw your tongue come out. You were just shaking it off.
Yeah.
Because there's a moment not long after where you just get delivered an absolute pie from Root and you just sent it straight over his head.
Worried about I got stumped against Rudy at Lords a couple of years in the last Ashes series trying to hit him out of London. So that was going through my mind first, and then first over I faced, and then it's amazing when I batted my whole innings with blokes on the boundary, and then when you're in 99, all of a sudden the field changes, and like it was probably the best field they had for me for the whole innings. Like I just felt under pressure, like felt squeezed, felt like I couldn't get it through the field. So it's amazing like what that happens. But again, being in that position, and 99 is better than a duck. So at the time I'm like, well, it will come. If it doesn't. And I hit one of Brooke, who's got great hands, and lucky she held one. Which I think just reminded me of like, why the hell didn't I just try to slog Rudy the over before? Why'd you leave it to try and get off Jofra Archer, their best bowler? So the next day, I think the first one, I got a chance at. I was like, all right, wherever this is, I'm hitting it out of the ground with all the field up. And then, nice to have Kez at the other end. And then again, earlier in the piece, we talked about taking the piss out of the boys and got down and kissed the wicket. So I got the rise out of the guys that I needed.
Do they love that when you got back in the sheds?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, they were all over me about certain things, and
that is so
some
good.
of the things you keep in house. But
we
had a very good laugh at that. But the wicket's been pretty good to me. I'm 4 from 4, so You look back at some of the guys. We always talk about you celebrate and don't take your helmet off, and just sort of a bit more relaxed. Like I was probably in Perth, I didn't sort of carry on too much, and it was like I think the moment just was nice. And we've always talked about you either do that or you carry on and do something stupid. And you're like Chris Gale getting on his knees and putting the bat on his helmet on his bat and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, I'm going to kiss the wicket. So.
Oh, mate, it was brilliant. And you can do whatever you want. And then the crowd, it must feel so good. As you said, Kez is hitting 100 as well, being out there with him, one of your closest mates, and the home crowd. Like it was almost perfect, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And I think you get nervous, like having been there and done it a couple of times now. There's 56. What was Adelaide Oval hold? 51, I think, and a half, 52. So they're at capacity. They've got a fair few jammed in the back, and then that terrace starts filling up. So like when you hit the 90s, they only watch about well, I've kept them from drinking for 2 overs because they normally come out and they want to watch 2 or 3 balls, and then you look back and the terrace is empty and everyone's out the back carrying on again. So the terrace starts to fill up. You know you're close. And then spend that afternoon with Kez. It was quite cool. Put on the partnership that we did to walk off together. It's something you look back on, and I was absolute cactus. That's the one thing you figure out in the batting. You field all day, and then you got to strap them on and get out there. So I'd spent the first 2 days out in the field. So not jealous of the guys that have done it a lot more than me, but hard couple of days. So I was absolutely knackered, and Kez had that much energy. I keep going, mate. And I was like, mate, I was like, right at the end of the day, he faced a few overs for me. I was like, can you just take him? Just make sure you don't get one, or just
hit twos.
Just hit twos. I'm like,
twos and fours.
I'll face spin at this end. You face a quick, so I'm cactus. And he was good. He's got good energy. And then freshen up, come back the next day, and was able to put a few more on with him, and put us in a position where then we're able to win a test match, which was huge.
Just on that, when you pack up, you go home, you're at home in your own bed, but you've got to come back out to the home crowd again the next day. Is it like starting again, or do you feel like your momentum's just too strong, that you're going to go out there, the confidence, the mind, it's in a different spot versus when you face your first ball? Yeah,
a bit of both. Obviously, you got, I think, I don't know what I was overnight, 140 odd. So you come out, you wake up pretty fresh when you're 140 not out. But like get moving and get going, and then getting your innings. I was probably started a bit scratchy, and mine was like, it was a hot couple of days, so I was probably jaded a little bit. So I didn't probably start as well as I could have, and they offered up some scoring chances. They probably didn't start as well as they would have wanted, which got me away a little bit, and then I was able to sort of chance my arm a little bit, and I probably threw away a few more than I probably should have got, but you're not going to complain about the score I was able to end up on. But coming the next day, there's a bit of everything. Depends what the game situation's at. Like, it's pretty important morning still. The wicket had flattened out a fair bit. We needed as many as we could. They've got a dangerous batting lineup, and then you look back at some of the moments through that last innings where if Gaz doesn't sort of get a couple of breakthroughs that day on day 4, that day 5 looks a little bit different with the way they batted. So we needed as many as we could. So nice to contribute in that way.
Guys, I've just had a look at the data, and 60% of you do not subscribe to our content, but you consume it. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you get alarmed with all our content so you do not miss a beat. Righto, enough of me. Let's get back into the show. I wanted to go back to the Gabba. I was talking about you celebrating, kissing the pitch. Can you talk to us about like what this means and the backstory? Because I've texted you, I think it was in Melbourne, going, mate, can you just tell me privately what this? And you go, mate, there's actually a fair bit I need to explain. It's not what you think, and then we'll talk about it in person. So now that we're in person, can you tell us what Smudge is talking about there? Because there was something that you shared on your Instagram, and I thought there's something behind this
story. But there's different terms of like. So Smudge gave it like the U, and the South Australian boys go simmer. So they can like almost like the emoji that you got on your phone. Like it's sort of simmer, like have a spell, go to bed.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people thought that Smudge had given him that one.
Yeah.
But no, Smudge gets it's his hand, so on his bat, basically. And then when he's playing well, you see him do it throughout the summer. When he feels like he's got it right, he's like, he keeps it going. I'm like, he's giving him you only bowl fast when there's nothing on the line, and he's giving him the champion, and everyone's like, what is going on? And Jofra's bowling the speed of light, and I was like, oh, that's good. I've got to face him next week over in the bowling, and he's going to brew on it for 9 days, and then he's going to try and put a hole in me in Adelaide. Oh, thanks, Smudge. No worries. And then he missed the test, didn't even play. But yeah, so there's nothing. It's honestly his hands on his bat, and he's doing it. I watched the Big Bash last night, and he's going like this and carrying on. It's like,
did the boys lose it in the sheds when he was doing it? Like, was everyone looking around like knowing what he was doing, or was everyone like, can't believe he just did that?
No, we can't hear the stump mic, and so at home viewers obviously heard what's going on, and Ponting Ponting's having a dip in the com box as well. And I think everyone wanted blood, and you're sniffing a win, and you're 2-0 up, and you think you got them going pretty good, and Weathers is then chirping, and we can't hear all that. So like we're sort of working out what's going on, and you wait till everyone comes off, but he's giving him the hands, and everyone's sort of like, what is going on? Like, he's a different beast. Like we've seen the Big Bash obviously with people in the crowd, or the spider cam, or the rover. Like, he just sees things that like I could never. Like I'm barely see the cricket ball, rather than worrying about if the spider cam is flying 400 meters away from me. So there's not much backstory to it, but other than what he said, which was quite funny. But when you're a batter and you're revving up someone like Jofra Archer, probably Smudge is the only bloke that can do that.
Yeah, well, I remember you telling me that story.
Well, Starkey.
When he was chirping the bowlers in the press conference, and then Starkey, and that would just be, and he had no idea.
Yeah,
he was just pulling him.
Yeah, so he's done the same thing again. He's revved him up, and and then he's missed the test in Adelaide. I said, oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
He revved him up.
Leave it to you boys.
You're sitting in the Playford with your feet on the couch. Which I know he wasn't well, but.
What do you have?
We made a bit of fun out of that.
What?
He got a bit of like vertigo. Like he was a bit crook, so he may well have been, but it was I'm not getting up the opportunity to give him shit for it. So I said, no worries, mate. Rev him up, and then
rev him up, then have a spell.
Rev him up and have a spell. That's good. Yeah, that's the way we want it.
Well, it doesn't matter because Travis Head centuries at Adelaide Oval. Here we go, and this is 2022 West Indies 175. You hit.
He'd still be batting now. Greenie ran me out as well.
Yeah, there you go. Give him a whack. Then you played the West Indies again in 2024, 119.
Yep.
India, 140. And then this year, 170 against England. And you're not playing against no mugs. That is an incredible strike rate at your home deck. And just starting to think, are you feeling the pressure for next summer? If you're there?
Yeah.
Like,
What about New Zealand?
New Zealand, they can
New
add them
Zealand
to the
next year.
list. But there's certainly, it's rare. It's rare. And to do it at home in front of your family, friends, it's, as it said, it must be special. But it must be special knowing that you've won the series.
Yeah.
So what's it like when you've won the series? We know you love a beer. Tell me what the post-match celebrations were like. And I mean, I would have thought you had the green light to go as hard as you wanted.
Yeah, well, yeah. You win an Ashes series, you pretty much get the green light. I've talked about if it's your home state, you organise basically. So Perth, it's normally the Marsh. Queensland, even Marnus is as much as people would be surprised. He's organised a few things over his time, which is good. Sydney boys. So yeah, you go through this. Melbourne. So you got your home state boys. Someone will organise. So Adelaide, Adelaide falls on me. I will say day 4 night driving back, I started making a few plans. When we were going pretty well. I thought I booked them for 1 p.m. I booked them for quite early in the day. We didn't win till about 3 o'clock. I was a bit nervous. I was like, sure, need 4 wickets. They need 300. They need shitloads. We need 3 or 4 wickets. Obviously, still quality batters.
Just perfect preparation, really.
I didn't think Gaz was going to do his string either. That threw a spanner in the works. But I started to make a few phone calls and work a few things out and start planning the night and may have to boot up at the car with a couple of sponsors' products and organise a few venues. And then you're always in the back of your mind going, I'm jumping the gun a little bit here, but I was happy to take that risk until probably midway in the second session where I'm going, oh, shit. We didn't take a wicket in the first session. I was going, oh, no, I've made these plans. And no, the bar's already open. They're already sitting there waiting for us. But no, we got there in the end. Marn took a couple of unbelievable catches. Starkey got the job done and the death. And then, win an Ashes series at home and a home test match. And then those plans come right and enjoyed the next couple of days. So bloody good.
And at home as well. And you're, what time did you wrap up? All hours?
Won't go into what time I wrapped up.
Not too much details.
I actually woke up fresh at days the next day, and I'd organise. I always hoped for a day 4 finish. If you gave me perfect ideal prep, I'd love a day 4 finish. No one moves their flights on day 5. You stay, and I'd organised a nice long lunch at McGill Estate at Penfolds through my mate Scotty, and I was the lone soldier there the next day. Everyone flew home the next day after the test, and me, Jess, and my neighbours and some friends went down. About 12 o'clock and, a couple of champagnes and a couple of nice bottles of Reds later. And it was a beautiful way. Not every day you're going to be able to do it at home. Not every day you're going to win an Ashes series, especially at home. So nice just to enjoy that over a couple of days and then, get to Melbourne and then enjoy Christmas. So I don't think that lot, sort of 10-day period could have worked any better to play a home test, to get 100, to win an Ashes, to enjoy that with your teammates over that next little bit. Took the piss out of Ron with a couple of T-shirts and then we get the Christmas and you enjoy the family stuff and, getting to the Boxing Day knowing you've won an Ashes series and having Christmas is bloody good.
You beat me to it. Cheats, our man who does some incredible stuff for Type Media. So make sure you check that out if you haven't already.
He's turned into my personal man. He
reckons
there's a lot of work through Type
Media. He reckons
Media.
There's only been one request that he thought, how am I going to do this? He reckons that the Ron Ball T-shirts were just a pisser. He goes, the backstory is I was severely under the weather after a pretty big weekend, and Trav's messaged me after the Gabba test saying, I need these in 4 days' time. And he dug deep and he ended up getting you the Ron Ball tees. He said you wanted the head to be bigger, but he thought, no, I needed respect.
Andrew McDonald has a massive peel. So the photos him with, there's a bit of backstory. Like he's 12 years old in that photo. Doesn't look it on the t-shirts, but there's an outrageous photo of him as a 12-year-old with probably an oversized men's helmet on at the age of 12. And he won't mind me saying this because we'll get to where like his reaction is the best. 2-0 up, thought we were a chance here, and it was never going to be Sydney. So I was like, we need to win in the first 2 because there's part of me that it wasn't about England, like the whole Bazball thing. Over a whole period of time, we were calling it Ron Ball, and I think he had the same reaction as what Brendan McCullum does, is that he hated it. So hated us referring to it, hated us talking about it. So there was no piece of that trying to take the piss out of England. So I wouldn't have done it if we were in Sydney on the last day and we win an Ashes series and they're in the sheds with us and we're all carrying on with these shirts. So waited till everyone sort of left the change room and peeled this box out and started feeding him around. He hadn't seen them yet. And then he come in the sheds and there's 15 blokes wearing Ron Ball shirts and he was blowing up. He's filthy. He filthied up. And I reckon he knew straight away on who was the culprit. And it was put on Instagram 3 minutes in. So it became pretty public pretty quick. I ended up wearing it out all night.
You have a pink one on, didn't you? Did you have a pink one?
Oh, it probably turned pink by the end of the night. I wore mine out and a heap of us had them on in Crybaby that night, later on, late at night after the test. So a few blokes wore them out on the last night. I wore mine out on the last night in Sydney. And Ron's reaction was great. He's like, no one's safe. It just shows where the group's at. Like, no one's safe. Like, you can take the piss out of anyone. Everyone can take it well if it's done the right way. And it just shows where the environment's at and where everyone's at to be able to have a laugh at anyone's expense, to everyone take it the right way. And it shows that there's no one bigger, no one higher than anyone individual within the dressing room. And I thought that was a great way of putting it. And that's how I wanted the gag to come off. And originally it was just meant for us. That was probably never going to happen because it was always going to get to somewhere. Someone would have worn it out or done something. So it was getting out. It was not an issue. But I was very trying to be half respectful out the dressing room next door about the gag because I didn't want people to interpret it certain ways. But within that dressing room, I couldn't care less what everyone thought outside. In the end, like, it wasn't for that. It was to keep our team around, a bit of laughter.
It's great.
And respect for Ron. Like, our boys absolutely love that bloke.
He would have loved it deep down, man.
Our boys absolutely love him. So to just, pay a bit of respect to that as well and carry on, and Ron Ball's a thing. So it's fun.
Geez, had some success. Australia's having so much success, isn't it? Under like the group, it's a great group.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of mix you have. There's obviously a few units in there. There's a few different blokes that are very professional. Yeah. Some blokes love a beer, like quite social, but it's a beautiful mix that seems to be just brewing nicely. And as an Australian, we just keep winning.
100%. And I think that shows the strength of Andrew McDonald, George Bailey, Tony Doname, Camo, Smithy, like the leadership group, like that whole, all the people in the background staff and everyone that puts that team together. They cop a fair bit of shit as well. Like the selectors and that, they cop a hard time from time to time. But their strength is being adaptable to the environment. So there's guys on one end of the spectrum, like you said, like Uzi doesn't have a beer. There's guys that don't play golf. There's guys that love a beer that play golf. There's guys that train a lot harder than others. There's guys that need more than others. And between that leadership group, they can just mold themselves to whatever the environment needs and whatever that individual needs. And I think everyone feels so welcome. Well, I hope it feels like everyone feels so welcome to just express themselves, whether it be Smudge playing 120 odd tests or Gaz playing 140 tests, to Weathers coming in his first game and knowing that whatever you do is 100% supported. Whatever you need is 100% supported. And if that's going to make us a better team, and I think everyone can come in and express themselves however they please. I think we've seen that the way Jake Weather will come into the series. Like, he owned the boombox from day one, pretty much. Right? No debutant's ever done that. He had full control of the boombox. He was himself. He was exactly how I've seen him as South Australia. So,
which is great, knowing that you don't have to change. Which is good for an environment
to that, and you don't have to change. And I think that's the strength of that leadership group, and especially Ron, who leads that.
Elite. Well, the t-shirts were very well done.
Huge pill though.
Yeah, big pill. Who's got him or the Bison? Who's got to be a pill?
I think they had a
head
peel
off.
off,
A peel off.
a long time ago. And I'm not 100%. The only thing that could cost Ron is his ears are huge. His ears are massive and Mitch's aren't too big, so they might tip him over the edge. He'd love me saying that. There's a few blokes like.
Back to our man Cheats. He also, you mentioned it earlier, but I saved it. But he reckons you've been aura farming. You said you delayed your entrance out on the first test, but he reckons you're aura farming.
Yeah.
Jakey Weatherold, you reckons you let him walk out so then you can do the WWE entrance afterwards so that he can apply some music in his edits.
Yeah.
Is there any truth to that one?
I know what Cheats needs for a good edit, so there you go.
Do you think
I don't
we
think
should
I'm
have
myself. I need him.
Do you think we should have entrance songs? You know, when you come down the race,
Hard
you
opening the batting because you need to pair up with Weathers. Weathers' genre of music would be outrageous. So I don't know what I'd come up with. I'd probably message Cheats and say, "What do you want me to come out to?"
Well, Cheats, maybe cook something up for us.
Yeah.
Maybe say that to the camera. Go, Cheats, cook up me a WWE entrance.
Yeah, Cheat. Well, you've done too much for me already, Cheats, but I'm sure you'll mock up a couple more for me, a couple of edits, a little walkout song. He's already done a couple. He did that one at Perth, so good man. And then back to the shirts, like he did a great job. Like, he didn't have to make the shirts, and then obviously everyone loved him, and he put them online and fundraised some money for homeless and gave back a little bit. So like, nice to help with that. And yeah, he's a cool dude that does some amazing things. Everyone loves his content.
Oh,
and
it's elite.
I couldn't imagine what he does in the background, working away on that sort of stuff. And anytime that I've needed something, whether it be the World Cup video of us riding around on scooters to Bad Boys for Life and to the Ron Bull shirts, he's always been there, and he's made some cool edits. So
You're quite creative as well, though. The ideas, they're not easy. So
you come back on, I think, what was it, Brady and Gronk back in the day?
Yeah.
I think that was the same sort of time that they were
Yeah, I
walking out
remember
of a
when they
playoff
won
game.
I think they won the AFC
Yeah,
Championship.
and they come out to that. And
Yeah.
I think that was like probably coincided right at the same time as us. And I was like, all right, we need the same thing. And again, Ron's head's in it and
It's brilliant.
the boys. So it's a good way of taking the piss a bit.
It is. Do you think the celebrations cost us in Melbourne? What was it?
I don't think anything.
Or was it
costs
just
you in
me
Melbourne.
being the curse one because I go to the test and we lose?
You sound like one of the old school commentators, old school. They weren't switched on. They threw
They
it
weren't
on.
switched on. Who
Michael,
cares?
I go like Michael Vaughan says.
Man,
a lot
I
of
couldn't
things
care
and-
less because we'd already won. But
Yeah.
I know some people want the 5-0, but
Yeah.
it felt like it was just a.
Oh, we were
I
close to winning that test. We were like 20 minutes away, I think, in the second innings. We were right on where, like, if we get to 250, they weren't chasing it. And we just slipped up and sort of lost 3 for 10. And then no coming back to that. They chanced their arm. They played well in the second innings. And that game goes either way. So
I think the biggest talking point was the pitch.
Yeah.
I remember texting you because I was like, mate, what's going on? No one's making runs because I was going day 2.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe she was all. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it's going to be all over. But I couldn't believe I was going to get to watch you bat. Remember, I was like, oh no, you've opened up on day 1, you'll be bowling on day 2. And then it was all over. And I just remember going, mate, what's the go here? Like, I played cricket as a junior, but I'm nowhere near the level that most of the pros play. But I just didn't understand how the pitch was affecting. And you just said, man, it's too long.
Yeah, I think. Well, if you look at Adelaide the week before, I think if we batted really badly on day 1, I think we ended up 7 or 8 wickets down. If we batted really well and you're sort of 4, 5, 6 down, which is what the commentators were saying, that England in the second innings are going to go out and make 500, 600 and the wicket's flat. If that game turns into a batathon draw, everyone goes, the wicket's too flat again. And then you go 10 days later, leave a couple extra mil on it. The bowlers take advantage and the game's over in 2 days. So I feel sorry for the curators and the groundsmen. They just, if you take 2 mil off and it becomes a batathon and you leave 2 mils on it, the bowlers are too good. So the balance of the game is what everyone's after, and it's so hard to find. And in Australia, there's no doubt that. Well, I think that our best strength is our fast bowling. So I'd love them to just leave a couple extra mil on. It's just how much mil they leave. And I think they've been sporting wickets over the last 3 or 4 years. They've been result wickets. I think the public want to see results. They don't want to see batathon draws. So you got to ride the good with the bad. Just one of those weeks that I think the pitch in Perth got rated very good. 2-day test. So crazy. I think the 2-day test gets a very good and that one gets a poor rating. But it's honestly that. It's just like there's so little margin for error when the skill sets are so good when it's on your terms, basically. So that's the easiest
Did you
way.
feel for the groundskeeper?
I do, because he's really good. And he's made some really good wickets. And last year everyone goes, what an amazing test match. Went to the last session of the last day against India, but they batted poorly in the last 2 sessions of that test. It should have probably been a draw. We snuck away and got a win.
That was an unbelievable test.
Unbelievable test, and they sort of threw it away, and it's like that could have quite easily been a draw, and everyone's like, oh, bit of a, nothing in the end, and bit of a killer. So I feel for him because he goes right to the death. He goes, probably should have been a draw, so I'll leave a little bit more on it. I'll let the game quicken up a little bit. I'll aim for sort of like that early day 5, maybe late day 4 finish. Gives me a little bit of wiggle room if the batters bat well. Midway through day 4, if the bowlers bowl well, is a happy medium, and then you can go quick. You can go pear-shaped pretty quick. You can get a bit of weather or overheads and a bit of poor batting, or like the other way, a bit of poor bowling, and teams take advantage.
Geez, the corporates aren't happy. They weren't happy with him. I was just we got in there at day 2, but I know the boys like Forbesy and the PointsBet boys, they got rolled. They had I think they went to the races on the whatever day it was. They had the boat party on the day, I think it was day 1 or 2, and then day 3 was the corporate box to watch you put on a clinic, and it was all over.
It was all over. We went to another fan activation day. We were down there on signing autographs on day 3.
So they didn't make that mistake in Melbourne. They went day 2, but I was just thinking about everyone that's booked day 3, day 4. And also, like, I think it was, I'm not sure what test it was, but I think I was in Sydney. It might have been the Perth Test, and I was hungover like all buggery, and I just wanted to watch the cricket on the Sunday.
There's a lot of people like
I just wanted to put the cricket on and just sit there and just watch it
Everyone's
all day.
had a big Christmas, and everyone just wants to sit down, slice the leftover ham for a couple extra days.
Yeah, exactly right.
Everyone had to talk to each other for a few days, unfortunately.
Oh, mate. So we move on. There's obviously one test match left. It's our first loss. There's something different about Sydney. I love the McGrath Foundation. I love how everyone's in pink, the crowd, the oval. It just looks different on tally. Yeah. You would love it. I think you boys stay at the Conti in Double Bay. That's where we met. Obviously, we'll talk about the golden sheaf later. But it's appealing on all fronts. It's the last one as well. But it was a great way to finish. Individually and collectively, I thought it was just brilliant.
Yeah, it was another great week. You get there, you've played 4 test matches, you're on the brink, you know what that week brings. I joked with an England fan on day 1, England batted really, really well, and I was standing on the boundary, and he goes, I signed some kids' bats and everything, and I'll get there, and I come over and signed it, and he goes, pull your finger out, you both are getting spanked around everywhere. And I sort of turned around and I said, man, I'm only here for one thing. I'm here to lift the urn in 4 days' time, mate. Sort of joke, bullshit. Like,
yeah.
I said, there's a game of cricket, but you know what's on the end of that. You know, like in 4 to 5 days' time, you're lifting the urn. Like this is all we've come to do. Like, that's why you play an Ashes. I know Ron copped a bit of criticism after the 3rd test about, what's it mean for like the Ashes series to go fight? He's like, well, we've done the job. Like we've secured that. We'll talk about Test championship points and how important they are in that. And we copped a bit of criticism on day 1 about they've taken their foot off the gas. The Australians aren't there because maybe we weren't doing cartwheels and carrying on about taking a wicket. I know we were pretty subdued on the first day when we got a couple of wickets early and sort of ran in, and there's always a perception that needs to be something or that. And it's like, well, I think we put that to bed pretty much with the way we played the next 3 or 4 days. We're pretty ruthless around how we played, and that wasn't from any motivation or anything. It was just like,
just good habits.
It's just how it's perceived. Like you don't have to play at a certain tempo all the time to get the results. We batted really, really well. We made a huge total. We put them under pressure and won a great test match. So it's quite funny seeing those first few days to be winning an Ashes series 3-1 and they take their foot off the gas and they don't want it, and that we want it more than any other test.
Yeah, that's that external noise though, right?
Yeah, and then the next day they're like, they've come back, they've listened.
Yeah.
That's unless they take credit for they've listened to us. Like, bullshit. We're playing well.
I love hearing some of the comments from the old school.
Too dark. You got to play under lights. Like,
there's a lot of
you can't see the ball. You can't see the ball, can you?
Yeah, there's a lot of old theories. But mate, 163 runs in the first innings. I mean, you're on fire. You got some stats here. I think you finished up with 629 runs for the series, and the 16th player in Ashes history to score 600 or more. Like, do you ever reflect on this stuff? Is it something you'll look back later in life, or have you actually sat down had a red with the Dale and just thought, what, it's been an incredible summer. We should be celebrating.
Certainly had a few reds and beer along the way in the last week and a half, and it's been nice to sort of see friends and you have lunch and sit there and talk about it. I don't think I'll look back until later in career and go, that was cool. Like, even now it feels so long ago, but feels like it happened so quickly. I've got the bat. Yeah, I'll keep the bat forever. I've only used it for 10 hits in international cricket. So I used it fresh from first test through the last, and I think that's it done. So that's quite cool to only have 10 hits in a bat. So yeah, that would be a nice piece to have once I'm all done and old, and show Harrison and Miller and at some stage grandkids, and let them know that granddad wasn't too bad. So yeah, kind of have a bit of fun with that. I've kept a bit of merch that I know that like when I look back, I can go, yeah, have bragging rights a little bit. But yeah, I'm not too bothered by that. Like at the end of the day, 1 Ashes series at home, 2 wins in Australia, 2 retentions in England. They're hard to come by. Like even retaining them in England is hard to come by. So I feel very fortunate to be 4 Ashes series in and had been in the winning dressing room each 4 times. So pressure on 27 if I get there. But to finish off, probably what looks to be will probably be my last Ashes series. You think in England, and then yeah, would be nice to go out on a note there. That's looking a mile forward, but cool to look back on and had pretty cool Ashes experience so far.
I've just got a random one for you. If you were to pick one bowler and one batsman out of the Australian lineup, who are the first ones you'd pick?
Oh, Jesus.
Absolutely.
That is
put you
tough.
under the pump. I know it's tough.
Batting, you'd have to say Steve Smith.
Yep. And bowling?
I'd love to say like Bison to play with.
Yeah.
I'd love to say
he's on fire, the Bison.
Yeah, the Bison on fire. He's back. He got some funny messages from last night after they won.
I love the video they did the other day with Mitchy Marsh. You see the photo they got, him and the young recruit to the Crows?
Yes, yeah.
That was, I actually texted him on draft night. I said, congrats, mate. I know you've been working hard.
Yeah.
he got back. Thanks, mate.
He loved it. Bowlers, geez, that's tough. Like the bowling part is tough. I'm probably torn between Camo and Starkey. It's probably, yeah, because, what Starkey's able to do, but what I think Camo will achieve over his career, I think he'll go down as probably he probably will go down as our greatest ever, Camo, if he gets it right over the next 3 or 4 years. He'll be right in the touching distance of McGrath. So, and Starkey's, if not there, like, so it's hard to, I can't split probably the two of them at this stage.
I've rolled
especially the series that the Starkey's come off, and Camo's put his feet up other than one test. He's come in and coat-tailed in, won an Ashes in Adelaide, and then he's put himself on the rack again, dressed up and lift the trophy on the last day. He's done a not bad job of the summer for the skipper. He's had it pretty easy. Yeah,
I saw that. There's a few people saying, I think it was Cam Mooney, he was like, you can't be doing that.
Moons was into him.
He was filthy. I said, he's the skipper.
He's a skipper.
Surely you can chuck
I love that he coached. I knew, I'm best mates with him, and I knew that he was going to coat-tail in. He got his body right. I knew he was going to coat-tail in for Adelaide. Not coat-tail in, but geez, he bowled the house down. Went a long way to being a real contributor and winning that test, winning an Ashes. And then as soon as we won it, well, I knew he was going to be in the rack. I knew that was him done if we win an Ashes. I knew what the plan was. So when like 6, 7, 8 down and we were sniffing a win, I was like, your pegs up in there. Your summer's done. Because if we don't win that test, you're then thinking about it. Can he play Sydney? Can he back up for Melbourne? Can you push him again? He done such hard work. I don't know how his body was feeling post that test because I didn't ask him. But I couldn't care less. We'd already won it. So it's like, oh, yeah. And it was like literally like just put him back in, just put the little cover back over him. You just put it in the corner and just let it sit there and brew him away. So very funny. We played on that for a bit. But yeah, but not sure about the whites and lifting the trophy.
Yeah, well, have you say at home in the comments. Let us know what you thought.
Yeah.
After it was all done, 4-1 Sydney, Double Bay. Did we get to our favourite spot?
We did get to the sheep.
This is where we met. We were both blind. I mean, it was probably 2019.
Long time ago.
2018, and the Golden Sheaf. And
you blokes were on a Mad Monday. Well, I don't know if it was a Mad Monday or it was probably 4 or 5 days into that stage.
You're on fire as well that night. You were giving me the chompers on the way through.
We were there for a content camp. Filming was a bit skew the next day, but I remember you boys. There was a shore in there somewhere. Don't worry.
Oh, there's plenty of boys getting there. If you like to drink, you were there.
So yes, no, that was we did make it there. Very subdued though. I think we stayed in the sheds for a long, long time. Got back, had a drink with the girls in the hotel bar, and then popped down to the sheaf. But I reckon I had a couple of beers, and I was like early fight next day. So had the kids and knew. So I actually got back. I was pretty responsible, which was.
Well, I thought that. Good. I go, you must have been pretty responsible because you were just on an absolute heater. I think I might have even said, congratulations, mate. Another unbelievable performance. Man of the match. And then I just go on Instagram and I scroll, and Blitz Golf's got you putting, you're putting one. I don't know how many foot off you. You're nowhere
getting
near
longer and longer.
nowhere near the green, and you've just thrown the ball in the ground. I just thought you were on an absolute heater in Adelaide as well. I was like, I thought you were in Sydney last night. So you've flown in, played Blitz Golf.
Early flight back, drop bag, get kicked, go.
That's incredible.
And then so played with Wade Ormsby, who I'm close with, and a few others, and grabbed the bucket of balls, went to the range, and all the pros were sort of hitting, and there was a lot of people there. It was a cool event. Put the balls down the range and sort of introduced myself to a few people, and Wade was like, "Are you going to hit a few?" I was like, "No, I'm going to leave them there. I'm going to go get a couple of settlers in." I was nervous. I was real nervous. So I was a little bit. I was just moving a little bit slowly. It's been a big week, obviously.
A couple of settlers is great.
And then I was like, I'll go to the range and have a couple of beers, and then I'll come back, and then. Yeah, just the right amount, just to settle the nerves, because I've never played an environment like that's the most nervous I've been over the whole month.
I was just going to say, were you more nervous for that than the cricket?
No, I'd face it. First ball of the Boxing Day every day of the week. Like there was people lined up like 30 or 40 metres down, and it looked like I was hitting it through a shoebox down the other end with 2 on hand. And I was trying to tell people to move, and they were like, nope. And I was like, I haven't had swing club in 5 weeks. I'm an 11 handicapper. Like I could not feel from my waist down. I could not feel my hands, couldn't feel my feet. So I was like, it's the most nervous I've been. Got through it, didn't hit anyone, played half decent. We wish I'd made the cut, but missed the cut. Played a couple of shitholes, but
hey, no one knows that.
On 18, made birdie, so it was good fun. Had a lot of friends there that I hadn't seen for a long time, so it was probably a good thing I got knocked out there. I was knocked out early. Just organised most of the day, and it was an incredible day. And we just sat in the hospitality and enjoyed the afternoon, watched the pros go about it, and cool second day after the test matches. There was a bit going on, and then Starkey made a hole-in-one the next day. So
did he?
Talk about knocking me off player of the series, and then I made a putt, and everyone's going, "Who?" And then he made a hole-in-one. I
didn't know about that. There you go.
Starkey next day hole-in-one. So talk about
is that his first?
Talk about bloke on a heater. I reckon it would be in his first.
Yeah, he's on a heater.
He's player of the series. He's cleaned up, made everyone look silly,
there
and then hole-in-one the next day. So
imagine hitting a hole-in-one on the day you were there with the crowd and all the cameras. No chance. You know what I mean?
I was barely looking. I was just hoping to make contact, mate, and not hit anyone in the head.
I was saying, that's what I was thinking. Like when people, they crowd, even the pros, when you watch the Masters, they're right there. You're like, I could not face someone hitting the ball that hard.
No, I shanked one on one hole and it went a couple of metres over everyone's heads, and I was just like, I need to get out of here. Like I was at the stage, I was like, I just need to just get it down there somewhere away from everyone. Great event, good fun, nice to be involved in it, and lucky to come out unscathed. Everyone enjoyed the day. Let's
not skip over the putt though. Talk to me about the putt. You go up there, just talk me through what's going through your mind, and then obviously when you see it sink, and then your celebration as well.
There was a few holes before I hit the exact same putt. It hit the pin and went out, and so I was like, "There's my moment gone." There was a bit of that. It was a bit of it, like 18 hole, everyone around, like, so I tap it up there. I'd pride myself on my putting being the best putt in the game.
Oh, so you actually the gun putter.
And so I didn't really look into it too much. I was like, I'll just whack it up there and get it close, hopefully, and that's my day done because I wasn't going to make the cut. And then as soon as I hit it, I was like, it was never missing. So I walked it in and carried on and had a bit of fun with it. But just good fun. A lot of people there, so it was cool. It made for the afternoon. It made for quite fun. I took the piss out of it a bit, and it got as I stayed longer in the hospitality longer that night, the putt got longer and longer and longer. I think it ended up being about 60-metre putt. So fun.
Oh mate, who did you throw the ball to? I couldn't see. Was it a kid? Was it?
There was a lot of people around. So luckily Callaway gave me some golf balls because I felt like a pro. I was giving gloves out and balls out. There was a lot of carry on. There was a lot of kissing babies and hoo-ha again. It was cutting ribbons pretty much, as someone said the other day. And fun event to be at. Very intimidating, but again, like just walking within a crowd and having a bit of fun, and off the back of that, and there's a lot of blokes give me a fair bit of stick. How did you get here? And I was like, well, I was actually pretty responsible last night.
Because everyone would have thought that you got hammered, and you probably spent more tickets in Adelaide by the sound of it.
Yeah. I knew that we had to get home and fly and everything. I won't say I was much the same after the golf event, but
so you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, I enjoyed
when you're hitting a 60-metre putt, you got to enjoy yourself.
Exactly right. I wasn't giving that up. Was I? So yeah.
Well, big shout out to Blitz Golf and Jess, your partner, Helix PR, who put on an absolute clinic. She's doing a great job. How long's Jess been doing that for now?
Killing it. There's been a conversation going for a while about getting back into doing something, and think she's just seen there was a space in Adelaide especially to take some cool brands and to do some cool things. So yeah, Helix PR lined up really, really well and she's killing it. So it's getting bigger and bigger. There's people and stuff like the Blitz obviously helped that. And she's got some cool things coming up, but she's been able to make some really, really, really cool events and she was able to do a Blitz and with the environment that she created there. And she's just got a great care for people and she's got a great eye for obviously entertainment and events and that space. So some cool things coming up. She's already done some amazing things. She's working with some pretty cool brands and nice to see her like sort of getting back into that space and with 2 young children and me being away a bit. It's bloody tough, but killing it and it's only going to get bigger and very excited for her and where that journey's going to take her. And I know she's loving it. She's busy, but I know she's loving it deep down, which is good.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, how are we juggling all these projects? I mean, you guys are all normally on the road together. A lot of online calls, but the time zones would be upside down.
Yeah.
But it would also give a bit of balance instead of,
Yeah, she had the itch to get back into the work life, so she's been able to do that and sort of manage that herself. And as you know, probably hard to have a startup and do something from fresh. So, Helix is killing it. It's great. I think it's only going to get better and bigger. And the people that she's working with and the brands that she's got is exciting. And there's some big things around the corner, which is exciting for her. And as much as dealing with that and trying to deal with me and my shit show of her life sometimes, and 2 kids and 3 kids pretty much she's dealing with.
After your summer, you got a few runs. You got a few runs on the board.
Oh yeah, so no, we're going well, and we've got a bit of time off in the winter this year, which is important to sort of reinvest in that and hopefully get a couple of holidays away and have a bit of fun. So we're looking forward to that part after the next little busy period.
Well said. And anyone out there that wants a little bit more info, Helix PR, it's obviously Jess Head. It's her Australian-based public relations and brand partnerships agency specialising in product launches, brand awareness and strategic PR with obviously 20 years plus experience. And if you're looking to get your Australian products, showcased, well, they can in national and global markets, whether it's influencer campaigns, social media, content creation, traditional PR, tools such as media coverage and press releases, everything. Helix PR delivers creative, commercially effective results that help brands cut through and grow. So well done to Jess and well done to you and everybody. Blitz Golf, she's doing some stuff with Live Golf, so it's going to be fun to see what else is coming next. Well, mate, we'll get to off-field. You've been busy. When I tell you one thing that I've loved is the skits you're doing with the Better Beer boys. Yeah. There's a bit of double bay action I noticed, but then the one in the pub the other day, I had about 6 mates send me that video. That was very impressive.
Yeah, bit out of my comfort zone, but no, working with it like that come up pretty quick. Better Beer boys are great, and unaspired, unemployed guys are like absolute pisser. But to work with Dom and Falcon and the lads, and they make it pretty easy. Like they're good at editing. They make them look good. Again, very much out of my comfort zone, but very easy. There's a few more to come, I think. They've got some pipeline stuff. I know there's a couple of others that we've filmed already. So, out of comfort zone, but again, bit of fun, great brand, killing it at the moment. So, nice when you're in the opportunity to be able to work with brands like that and to have the space and time to do it. It's, like I said, not saying that I'm normally doing, but to do it with the right people is important and been bloody fun.
Nah, it looked good. I was said as a some of the. I mean, were you
I don't know
there,
how they come up with it.
Are you there when they're all acting their scene? Because I know you can isolate each. Are you all there like
we bang it out pretty. They banged out like the double bay one worked out real easy. Smashed it out, and then the other day Adelaide is good fun. Like went down the local. I
was going to say, what pub did you go? Because you're spilling beer all over the
Ed. Yeah, no, the guy. I think one guy commented on it going like, "I cleaned the carpets out, lads. I just did them, so thanks. I have to go back. Keep me in the job.
More business,
but it was pretty full with the Ed, and we're just in the back, and then you sort of they're good at what they do. They spitball, and then you go and like you feed off energy. Like, geez, they're funny. Like, and some of the gear they were doing, and you just feed off that. And I'm not naturally in that space and wouldn't have a clue. Like, I'm just trying to hit a little ball around. So to be in that space is fun and to be out of your comfort zone. But you feed off the energy and it comes up pretty good. Like it's something different and it's fun.
They're pros at what they do. Like it's a different game, isn't it? The script writing, the acting, the different cuts, the editing, and then obviously the final product that you know everyone sees. which they are just masters of. It's
Masters,
awesome. I mean,
yeah.
it makes everyone laugh. It's incredible what they do. It really is. And they continue to get creative and have new ideas in 2026 now. Like, it'd be tough to keep going.
Tough to keep going, and like, yeah, they're incredible what they do, and it just becomes it's so natural. Like the group of boys, and we had dinner. They come to Adelaide. They go out their way and to come to Adelaide. I appreciate that a fair bit. Like, and we're able to go out for dinner and have a few beers, and yeah, they're just like normal people, which I think you see a lot. And they're just having fun, and like you want to be involved in that. Like, we have so many opportunities to work with so many brands and so many cool opportunities, but like when you strip it back, all that matters is like good people, good fun. So it's worked perfectly, and nice to be able to, yeah, I guess help with the direction they're going. Again, my platform is like I'm not used to all that sort of stuff, so people see me in a different light as well, and having a bit of fun, and it's taken the right way as well. England copping shit about having beers, and then 2 days later I'm posting about New Year's resolution and necking beers. So very different situation for both teams they're at. But I think there's a time and place for all of that. I'm serious sometimes and I take the piss other times. It's good fun to play on both
You
of them.
just keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone tell
When I
you
start
what to
nicking
do.
them and not getting any runs, everyone
Don't go vegan and no piss and start nicking them and
Volcano
going
gave me shit the other day.
Did he?
Volcano got into me about being fat, so he's fat shaming again.
Volcano, he had a mad holiday. I think he was on.
I need the footy season to start. He's getting bored.
He needs some football, that bloke. Wonder what his off season would be. Just marathons.
Treadmills.
Just writing down his hit list, who he wants to target. He's just got his hit list.
He'd be like that movie, the few movies that you're hitting the dartboard and just writing it off.
Or someone calls him up, he would wipe their name off.
Yeah.
Cross them off. They're in the good books now.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Well, mate, we got some good news and some sad news here, don't we? The sunglasses that you designed, and you put them on for everyone that hasn't seen them again, restocked this summer, and they sold out in a day. They were lightning quick. Maybe pull your hat backwards so you can see the light.
I'll take that off.
Here we go.
Salad look.
Yeah, I'll go hat backwards. It looks the grouse like
that means my hat's no good.
No, the hat looks good.
Yeah.
Hair's no good, hair. Yeah, look at them.
There you go.
The sunnies that you designed, we restocked. So who's to blame here? Who's to blame? Is it me? Is it you? Is it Cohen?
I think Cohen left a zero off the end on the restock order.
I think you're right.
I think not enough.
Didn't back the great man in.
Didn't back me in for a good summer. There's a few that were there. Talk about hit lists. There was a few guys probably had. He must have had me on the hit list and no runs this summer. But no, when you combine a couple of runs and a good shade, good things happen. And maybe twice now he hasn't ordered the right amount, because there's a few people on the wait list I know for the second lot, and 2.0 come out and we restocked, and then they're gone again. So there will be a third chance.
I was filthy. I go, what do you mean we've sold out in a day? I go, well, why didn't you order triple?
Yes.
I go, the man needs
we got an
tons for
opportunity
breakfast.
to now, so the pressure's back on Cohen now we're restocking, we're going again, and everyone get in because they've been going quick, so it's nice that they're going well.
Yeah, and you picked the best style.
Yeah, I think that's we're talking about guys that nick them and guys that ask for them. They go for this one, and again, putting them on and looking through them again each time you put them on, they're a good fit. They're a great lens, great color, and perfect for the summer.
You nailed it with that dark smoke crystal frame and the I like the blue lens. We don't really have them in any of the Soho frames, so you've knocked them out the park.
Yeah.
But, hey, enough talking about the details of the sunnies. We know why they buy them, because they're designed by you with the color. Oh, enough talking about the details of the sunnies. We don't want to bore people, but let's talk about all the blokes that leech off you. I don't know about you, but I've got mates go, come on, man, like I'll buy one. I'll get chuckers. Like, no worries, mate. Look after. I've got a couple of mates that you have a few beers and somehow mine are gone and they're on their head. Then they lose them and they go, mate, I lost me sunnies. I'm like, well, you stole them off me anyway. So you naturally gift a few to your best friends and your family. Is there anyone in particular in the sheds that you just always leeching and always losing?
Well, I can, there's a lot. Like you want to help out as much as you can, and you'd love to get them out. The boys they're good. They normally buy a few sets, take a few sets. So that when people come around and there's a nice box sitting there, they're quick to dip the fingers in. Don't worry about that. And then I'm messaging Cullen going like, I've got none left. They're all gone. So no, between all the colours, there's a few culprits, but two in particular of the summer. Darren Lehman, bagging on about it for ages. Finally got him a set, gave him to him in Perth, and he was in Noosa at the same time England were in Noosa, so I don't know if he was with them or not, but lost him. Got another message, so next test had to get him another pair. And Liam Scott's gone through a few pairs now. Played golfing the other day and big bash finished, and he rocked up a bit worse for wear. And the big fella, he probably got it done with these actually. He putted poorly. I think he was probably looking at the wrong hole. And I said, "Where are your shades?" He's, I've left them at Molly's last night. So nice little joint down in Glenelg. And I don't know where they are. It's like that's his third or fourth pair, I reckon. So I might just have to send him the discount code now. And miss out on the box, but. They're my two culprits for the summer, and yours list would be extremely long.
Mate, some of the excuses I've heard them all. I've heard them all.
Yeah.
And it's the best. Sometimes it's like, mate, I left them at the pub. Mate, the best one is, hey, mate, I jumped in the car and I sat on me sunnies. Can you send me a free pair? I'm like, oh, look, I can help you out, man. I can help you out. But if you helped everyone out, you'd be running a charity.
I know,
so
I know. It's not bad when you get the
balance.
box. And,
yeah, but it's funny, like, where do you I find I always lose my sunnies in the weirdest spots. But the normal one is the weddings or like an event. I reckon if we're going out in the piss and it's a nighttime event, when it goes from daytime to nighttime, they end up on my chest, and then next minute someone chucks them on, carrying on. Then I wake up the next day and go, oh, they're gone.
I think mine are always. I don't normally lose them. Normally they end up back at home, but then like you can't see out of them. That's sort of, you've dropped them 100 times in the night. You pick them up off the bottom of the floor and the lenses are gone on them. I'm normally pretty good and a little bit like my bats actually. You just use one bat in the nets. If I know I'm going in an afternoon setting like you're saying, I'm actually with the cherry ones. I've got one set of cherries that I just can't see through, and they're almost like my afternoon beer sunnies because I know that by the end of the night, like they're going to be gone. Like there's every chance I wake up with them on the bedside table, but they've been smashed to pieces. So I've got one set
that you just
keep flogging. So and the cherry's a nice one as well.
Yeah,
probably second best to these ones, but the cherry's a fan favourite as well, aren't they?
Yeah, people love the cherry, but the Soho frame as well. They're just all over. Why do you think they sold out so fast this time?
Oh, well, I think maybe you didn't order enough for the first time around. But I don't know. I guess nice to have that sort of connection piece around obviously playing and trying to do well and trying to create a shade that's good fun and nice. So, like you said, the frames are elite. They fit so well. I think everyone sort of can relate to them. I think all the boys sort of love the Soho one. They get around all the colours, but this lens, like you said, it's not something that's been done. That when I designed them a while ago, that was the thing I wanted to try and have something that was a little bit different to what was already on sale on the online. So with the blue lens, it comes up a treat, and in the summer it looks awesome. So bit of that.
Who have you seen wearing them the most out of the boys?
Wadey went through a hot streak for a while. Matty Wade loves them. Fits him well. So I'd probably say him. I think he's still a regular with them on. Wadey, I reckon. That's a lot. Other than myself.
Yeah, I always love seeing a few boys wearing them. We've got the sport frames out now as well, but it's been getting a few funny videos back from the boys. Yeah. It's always good when someone sends you a photo. Or even the hats. Like I got my mates. All their kids wear them now and steal them off the old man. It's elite. Where's the best place you've worn the Ricks this summer?
Oh, this summer. Where would have been the best place to worn them? We haven't really had big day sessions, have we? Probably worn McGill Estate, Penfolds, post-win. Post-Ashes, I reckon. I definitely would have had shades on that morning.
Yeah, you would have had the cherries on that day already.
Yeah, we would have walked in there. It's a nice little lunch, and I reckon with Jess and me mates. So I reckon that was probably the highlight of the summer was a post-Ashes winning test match. So nice little lunch. Well, the good news is there's going to be a restock, and we've gone hard. So people need to sign up, and they need it. You tell them because we need to get everyone on board. There's a lot of people that complain how they couldn't get a pair last. We've put in the special request. So Cohen's adding an extra 0 onto the stock order this year. So third time lucky for those guys at home that haven't got a pair, and I reckon this one we might go couple extra days with the more stock, but you got to be in quick and you got to get a pair. So get online. And don't miss out. Grab your pair, yeah. That's what they say. Very, very good. All right, well, to everyone that's tuned into the pod, thanks so much for all your time. And Trav, thanks so much for you jumping on. But we're not done yet. I think we're going to talk about what's next. We always have a laugh about your schedule. Talk to us. What's coming up? What do you got your eyes on? You've had a good little break now, but you'll be ready to get back into it. So just remind everyone what your, I guess, next 3 to 6 months looks like. had a couple of nice days off. So I've had the last little sort of 10-day off and go to Dubai on Saturday and get ready for a World Cup. So got a couple of games in Pakistan and then we get to Sri Lanka and look forward to being involved in another World Cup, a big tournament. So that'll be good. That was Sri Lanka into India. Get back for sort of 10 days and then go back for an IPL. So crammed sort of the next 3.5-4 months, and then I've got a little bit of time off. So which is going to be important because once we get into sort of August time, we go to Darwin for that first Test match of that summer into South Africa, and we don't stop there for another next 12 months. I think we've got 21 Test matches in 13 and 14 month periods. So it's an important winter to chill out, go on a couple of holidays, I reckon. Try and chase some sun, watch some footy. Might see a couple of golf trips and a few different things that I wouldn't normally be able to do and enjoy the winter and refresh and mentally refresh and get ready to go. So, grind for the next few months and then enjoy some time off.
Yeah, I reckon the Power Boys will go this year.
Or a work in progress, I
I
reckon.
saw
We got a good
few
draw.
leadership meetings between you and Rosie at your joint.
Yeah. Me and Connor have been chatting away with it.
How the boys
Move the
looking?
magnets around.
Yeah.
I should have went. I actually should have snuck out to training at one point in the last 10 days, but I got a bit busy. So I think I'll wait till into the season a bit more and I might go out there a bit. But got a good draw. So
New head coach.
sneak in a little bit. I'd be happy if they snuck in the 8, but
Where do you think they'll finish?
you'd say, I think anywhere between 7 and 9, I reckon.
No.
They might 7 and 10. They'll be around the mark. If they got the right draw. If they can get off to, they need to get off to a heater.
Their midfield is stacked.
They need to get off to a heater.
Yeah.
They need to win their first 3 or 4 games.
So you'll get to a few games?
I think I'll go to a couple. I think I'll get the winter off. So I got that, and Camo Shea might be in his last season at Uni Blues. So I got a trip.
Oh yeah, you got to let us know.
I got a trip to Melbourne when I'm over there. So
He's
I'm
still
gonna
playing.
watch the
great
big
man.
fridge get around.
Yeah, the big fridge. What a
big
man.
Fridge. I need to get around and watch one more season of him. I'll get a game and watch him, and good fun. But like I said, there's a lot of people that I don't really get time to see and everything. So enjoying that over that period, and then mix that with a couple of holidays with the kids, and like I said, chase the sun and get up in some warmer weather for a couple of weeks. It'll be good fun, and they're at a great age now. So looking forward to that winter.
It's brilliant, mate. It's brilliant. Well, we're looking forward to seeing what you get up to. And when you're in town, we'll catch up for that feed.
Look forward to that.
Mate, thanks so much for
Easy,
jumping
brother.
on the pod. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody that supports ausmericanaces in this podcast, Tommy Talks. It's been a pleasure to sit down with yourself again. And it's always good to get the same guests on because the last time we spoke was after the World Cup. But, mate, your series, what Australia's doing for cricket is just huge. You're almost too good. Finishing off these tests in 2 days is just crazy. But, well done and keep up the good work, mate. You're just dominating on and off the field. It's great to see all these partnerships with brands and even seeing Jess dominate with Helix PR and all these golf tournaments she's looking after. So well done. Keep it up. And to everyone, thank you. And we'll see you on the next episode of Tommy Talks. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Shaquille O'Neal. I'm wearing Rick's sunglasses, made in Australia.
Shaq loves Australia.
See?
There we
That's
go.
your first commercial right there.
Head to checkout and use the discount code ACES and you'll get 20% off site-wide. Rick's, eyewear that inspires confidence.